Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus once again. You know I got something else to say, and I would like to direct this message to the Gold Star moms out there. I see the system, Fox News, and everybody wants to try to justify the crap. So they're trying to get Gold Star moms to come out and complain to get the other folks whose sons have been killed in war to support them in this effort, but not them. It's the system and that side of the narrative. But this is what I want to tell you, ma'am, all of you. I'm a social scientist, and I'm a born-again person, meaning I got a different vision on this life and the life to come, if so. But you talking about how people can kneel down when the flag is being hoisted and the national anthem is being played. Have you thought about this, ladies? Your son was told, and you were told, that he was fighting for what that Constitution represents. The right for, let's look at the first 10 amendments. The Bill of Rights. The rest of that stuff, you got to go sit down and study it. But the Bill of Rights are basically simple, especially the first few. The right to assemble, the right to protect yourself, the right for religious freedom. These kinds of things are very important according to the Founding Fathers. They were so essential that they made sure that everybody knew about them. So what happens, my friends, is that people who tell you that you're going to war, they say you're going to war to protect these things, to protect these things, to protect these things. Meaning that if black people or white people got something against this country that's not working for them, according to the way it was established in the Constitution, they have the right to protest. And how do you protest? You protest in the most inconvenient way you can to get people to listen and pay attention to you. You don't go in the back of somebody's house. You don't go across the field. You get in their face. And that's where you protest at. That's exactly where you protest at. But let's look at what they are protesting for and what you are standing here arguing about. Your son, after you and your son have been told that this war that they carry, that they fight for, is what I just described. But in reality, what they're actually doing is they're not fighting at home. They're fighting in another person's home, in another person's territory, in another person's country. They got a gun in their hands, and they went over there to kill. They went over there to kill. They were trained to kill. They went in another country to kill. To kill. Was that to protect our freedoms? No, that was not to protect our freedoms. That was to exploit the countries that they're in. But they don't tell you that. They tell you they're fighting terrorism. Terrorism. Let me ask you something. Do you know what terrorism is? But if you don't, just look at this. In another person's country, with guns and ammunitions and munitions and planes and bombs. For what? To kill. For what purpose? To exploit resources from these other countries. For you? Heck no. It's for the multi-corporations, the people in their 1%. That's what they're over there killing folks for, fighting folks for, to make sure that these people in the 1% of them can have more money, can have more resources to say that they don't need the blacks. This is why when they kill blacks on the street, nobody pays any attention to it. It doesn't matter because you have not been told the truth. And you think that you are more special than black people. That flag, that piece of rag is more special than the black people who are being killed in the streets, unarmed and everything, and the killer gets a vacation, a 2-week paid vacation. You don't complain about that. Some of the people, white people do. I'm not talking about those that do complain. I'm talking about you who don't. And you know who don't complain. The same ones who saying, get up off your knees. They're the ones who don't complain. Even you, ma'am. You, what you call Gold Star moms. Do you complain when you see black people killed down the streets with no provocation whatsoever, no weapons or anything, they just dead, and somebody come up with some old scheme? Do you say that's, or do you just sit there and say, well, they must have been in the wrong place at the wrong time? Have you ever stood up and said, you got to stop that crap? No, you haven't. But the people on the other side, where your son was killed at, they don't see you as protecting our civil rights, United States citizen civil rights. They see you as terrorists. Terrorists coming over there trying to take from them what they have for themselves through exploitation. What we try to do first is try to find somebody who they can pay to go along with the program and help them get it out without the war. And if they can't find that, then they go in and kill people. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the truth. So when you sitting here talking about they're fighting for your freedom flag, to them that flag represents hatred. It represents division. That flag is evil. That's what they see the flag as. You can call it what you want. And then, just because they see it as that evil, division, and hate, what does it do in the United States of America? When that flag is supposed to represent the right of protest, and the people here say you don't have the right to protest. You got some money, you're a slave on a plantation like you used to be, shut up. So, I personally think that God is pissed off. God is pissed off with the exploitation. God is pissed off with people going killing folks. God is pissed off with you who have no sense whatsoever. And let me tell you something. You are going to pay. You are going to pay one way or the other. There will be a war, and it's going to be worse than any war we've ever known. And it's going to include you. Now, I want to wonder how many of you Gold Star people, old folks, going to get a gun and go out and defend your rights. Your rights to have a football game. Your rights to say you have freedoms, but you don't. How many of you stand up when they say, take away the Second Amendment, your guns? Do you stand up and say something about it? You raise holy hell about it, don't you? Oh, but protesting, you don't care about that, huh? Now, I either sound like a fool or you look like a fool. It's all in the eye and mind of the beholder. I just thought I'd share this with you.